Good morning, students. I'm Mrs. Huell, and I want to welcome you to week 1 of our course. This week's brief lecture will be on interviews and how to successfully complete an interview and hopefully land your dream job. So I want to start with our course objectives, or this lecture's objectives, which include illegal interview questions, interview etiquette, and your 10-second elevator speech. So with that, I have a list of questions that are considered illegal. Now, when we say illegal, these questions could be used by your potential employer to have a reason to discriminate against hiring you. Examples of these questions include your age, the number of children you have, or if you have any children, if you own or rent your own home, the ability to see your convictions. They should avoid any questions relating to arrest if it's not directly related to the job. Questions that could be used to discriminate against you would be directly asking about weekend work, any questions pertaining to your religious affiliation and or your political party affiliation. These questions, again, should be red flags to you if you're sitting in an interview, as they also could be used to discriminate against you. Now, let's talk briefly about interview etiquette. You always want to arrive about 15 minutes early for any interview. That gives you an opportunity to use the restroom, get a sip of water, and also check out the scene. I like to tell students to arrive early because you get to get a better sense of the office environment. You get to hopefully meet other people, whether not verbally, but to see and observe other people in the setting where you would potentially be working. Interview etiquette: when you arrive 15 minutes early, you also want to take multiple copies of your resume. Now, when you take these copies of your resume, make sure you don't staple the copies, but to have them paper clipped to one another. The reason you like to have multiple copies of your resume, I always say take between 3 and 5 copies, is because you never know how many people are going to end up in the interview room with you. And the last thing that I want to give you some tips on is to always have a 10-second elevator speech. That is a speech that lasts between 5 and 10 seconds to tell the person interviewing you why you're the best candidate for the job, some goals that you have, and some things that you could bring to the table when you begin to work for their company. So always remember, you can land the job, you just have to prepare for the job. I look forward to answering any questions you have on any tips that I've given you during this brief 3-minute lecture.